Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for the session of Ramayana to chapter 76 of Ayodhya Kanda. The words of Prince Bharatha seeking to console Queen Kausalya for the separation from her son fell to the ground, overcome with distress. The queen then addressed him, who, distraught and afflicted, seeking to establish his innocence, had fallen to the earth, and said, "My son, my pain is increased by the words you have uttered. But fortunate it is that the hearts of Lakshmana and yourself are fixed in the love of your brother. Assuredly, you will enter the region attained by the blessed." Then the queen, taking the mighty armed prince on her lap, and wept aloud. The prince, whose heart was rent with grief, also wept in an excess of sorrow. Caressed by the queen, lamenting wildly, lying on the earth and sighing heavily, he passed the night in this wise. Meanwhile, Sri Vasista, renowned among the sages, beholding Sri Bharata overcome by grief, addressed him in sage words, saying, "O illustrious prince, may happiness be yours. Restrain yourself from the grief. The time has now come to perform the obsequies of the great king." Bharata, lying on the earth, heard the commands of the holy sage, and rising began to perform the funeral rites. Attendants now removed the body of the monarch from the vessel of oil and laid it on the earth. Though the body had assumed a yellow hue through being immersed in oil for many days, yet it appeared as if the king slept. They then laid the king on a couch set with gems, and Bharata, overwhelmed with grief, began to lament. He said, "O great king, I know not why in mine absence you did send Rama to the forest. You are with you are gone, leaving me bereft of Rama, that lion among men and the doer of famous deeds. O great sovereign, who with a constant mind is able to preserve his mighty kingdom, you are dead, and Sri Rama is banished. O mighty ruler, this earth is widowed and divested of all beauty without you. Without you, the capital resembles a moonless night." Sri Vasista again addressed Sri Bharata, perceiving him still to be prey to grief, and said, "O mighty armed prince, this is no time for giving way to sorrow or procrastination. Now perform the last rites for the king." Thus addressed, Sri Bharata, with the aid of the Brahmins and the spiritual preceptor of the monarch, inaugurated the funeral ceremonies. In the sacrificial hall, the priests performed the fire ritual. The servitors placed the body of the king on a litter and conveyed it then, weeping and lamenting, scattering golden coins and silver flowers, and laying clothes before the bier. They proceeded on their way, while before the palace sandalwood, ambergris, and incense were kindled. On the banks of the river Sarayu, a funeral pyre of Devadaru, sandal, and other fragrant woods was raised. Aromatic herbs were thrown on the pyre, and the body of the king laid upon it. The sacrificing priests poured oblations on the funeral pile, to the end that the monarch should attain the beatific state, and intone the traditional mantrams, while the Brahmins acquainted with the Samaveda sang the Sama hymns. The queens, carried in palanquins attended by the royal and aged guards, approached the funeral pyre weeping, Then they, overcome with grief, together with the priests, circumambulated the blazing body of the king. The piteous wailing of the stricken queens and the cries of distress of innumerable women following them resembled the call of the concha birds in the mating season. When the queens, abandoning their vehicles, approached the bank of river Sarayu, and together with Prince Bharata, the councillors and ministers offered libations of water. Thereafter, weeping bitterly, they returned to the capital, where for the period of 10 days they slept on the bare earth. Thus ended chapter 76 of Ayodhya Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Bye.